You're listening to the Cool Audio Podcast, your escape into the world of stories, sounds, and imagination. Whether you're driving, chilling at home, or just need a moment to unplug, we've got a story just for you. So sit back, relax, and let the journey begin. Anyway, it's solved. The wounded kid's guardian finally withdrew the lawsuit and accepted a settlement. How much did you compensate them? 1 million? Case sounded guilty. Singapore yen? Zuri guessed. He nodded. Just because Tiani hurt people in her school, Case had to pay such a fortune. Million was nothing to the Chase family or the Blake family, but Zuri was worried that the girl could make such big trouble in Singapore despite her young age. About Tiani, what do you plan to do with her? Zuri lifted her teacup and asked in a low voice. She can't return to the school. Singapore expelled her and put her on the list of dangerous people. So? Zuri seemed to know the answer. I brought her back. Where's she? I had the chauffeur drive her back. She's been low in spirits after being detained for days. She's got a psychological issue. I want to find a good psychiatrist to do a check on her. I don't want her to be wounded emotionally by this incident. Zuri was silent. She seemed to have guessed Case's meaning. Case, you want my sister-in-law to check on her, right? Zuri's sister-in-law was a top psychiatrist in the whole country. As the distinguished psychiatrist in the Municipal Public Security Bureau, she has opened her own high-end psychiatric clinic. The therapy fees were as expensive as $1,000 per minute, or $60,000 for 1 hour. Case could afford it, but was afraid Victoria would refuse to help him if he went to the clinic directly. After all, Victoria had been cold to him, not to mention Brenny's daughter. But if Zuri spoke the case for him? I hope you can ask Dr. Victoria for me about it. I'll pay the fees, Case emphasized. My sister-in-law doesn't need that money. She opened the clinic just for fun. Zuri's smile was forced. Zuri, just forget it if you feel uncomfortable about it. I apologize to you because I stood you up. It's nothing to do with this request. Please don't put them together. In fact, Case was regretful to bring it up since Zuri was a paranoid woman. If she thought he had paid the bill and apologized to her just because he wanted her to speak for him to Dr. Victoria, it would be a big misunderstanding. Fortunately, Zuri had changed and wasn't the woman he had known. It's fine. Don't worry. Thank you. Don't thank me. I don't know if my sister-in-law will agree to it yet. You know my second elder brother doesn't like you. I know. I'll talk to her in private and see what happens. Good. I'm grateful that you'd do it for me. When they came out of the tea house, Khloe's assistant Violet saw them. Returning to the hospital in the afternoon, Violet told Khloe what she had seen. Sister Khloe, what's wrong with this daughter of the Blake family? It seems she has forgotten all the pain he had given her. How can she return to Mr. Chase Jr. anyway? Violet didn't talk much but had very traditional values about the world, so she didn't like seeing Zuri go back to her ex. Khloe smiled, but didn't speak. At this moment, the phone in her office rang. Vice Director Green, Director Richard is here for an urgent meeting. Please come upstairs. After receiving the internal call, Khloe put on her white coat and walked out, having no time to mind the scandal about Case and Zuri all over the media. Khloe had thought Director Richard was here to transfer work or to talk about something important. The truth was that he indeed had something important to announce. When Khloe entered the meeting room, all the high-level executives of the hospital were present, but she hadn't known about the meeting beforehand. Even Justin's mother was here as the director of the charity fund. It was obviously an important meeting. The vice director is here, someone said as Khloe walked toward her seat. Director Ricard had a dark expression on his face and didn't look up at Khloe when she entered. Khloe had a weird feeling about the whole thing. Now that everyone is here, please settle down. I need to make an announcement. Hearing his words, people stopped whispering. Khloe exchanged a look with Justin's mother, and it was obvious that the latter didn't know about the announcement that Director Richard was about to make. Director Richard was a straightforward person and had his principles despite his stubbornness. In the past years, he had built a great reputation for the First Hospital and the Southside Recuperation Center. He doted on Khloe like a senior family member to a junior or a master to his disciple. No matter what happened, He'd call Khloe and talk about it with her beforehand. He had seldom summoned her to the meeting room without telling her first. The first announcement is that from now on, I'm no longer the director of Southside and the First Hospital. Uproar broke out when they heard his words. Director, didn't you apply for retirement? It's only a few months away. What's the hurry? Yeah. Director, are you in a hurry to move abroad? Is the visa approved? Director, we don't want you to leave. Some senior doctors began to utter their complaints. Please quiet down. Now I'll make the second announcement. Director Richard glanced at Khloe and his eyes were unreadable. Khloe suddenly felt it wouldn't be the announcement about her promotion. Sure enough. From now on, Miss Khloe Green will no longer be the vice director of the Southside Recuperation Center, and she'll resign from all the duties in the hospital. Khloe was calm at the announcement. It was a surprise, but not hard to understand. The announcement was like a thunder, eliciting a stronger reaction from the audience. Khloe had won respect and admiration from almost everyone in the hospital. Now that all her duties were relieved, it meant that she was fired? Director Richard, what on earth has happened? Justin's mother demanded immediately. In the past years, she had regarded Khloe as her daughter, and she wouldn't sit back and allow her daughter to be mistreated like this. Yeah. Director Richard, what wrong did Vice Director Richard do? Why is she fired? Is there some misunderstanding involved? I'm sorry, but this is a decision from the above and I have no right to intervene. To tell you the truth, today Khloe and I are both fired. In a few days, the new director will come and take over our duties. Please cooperate with the new director. Thank you for working with Khloe and me all these years. Thank you for all the support you gave to our work in the hospital. Director Richard looked a bit emotional. He bowed to them and left the room. Khloe immediately stood up and followed him out. The rest of them all looked alarmed and confused, wondering what was happening. Director Richard? Khloe, don't ask. You're smart and should understand it. To put it simply, it's worth it to sacrifice us to keep the hospitals safe. Director Richard was very low in spirits. He tried to control his emotion and tears. When he turned to leave, Khloe saw his gray hair and bent back at a close range, which saddened her. This old man had been working in the First Hospital ever since graduation from the medical university and had contributed the best years of his life to the hospital. After working more than 40 years, he would retire with honor in a few months. However, before he could do that, he got fired in shame. Khloe felt sad for him more than she felt for herself. After all, she had planned to resign and wait for the arrival of the baby. But at his old age, Director Richard, a heroic figure in the hospital, was treated with such humiliation. She didn't need to ask for the reason because she knew it. It must be related to Elsie being missing. She had disappeared for 1 whole week and no one called for a ransom yet. What did it mean? It meant that the people who kidnapped Elsie didn't do it for money. In other words, Elsie might have died. As her father, Secretary Rue was naturally worried. He had taken his feelings out on the Southside Recuperation Center because Elsie had gone missing in this place. Khloe didn't know what deal Director Richard had struck with Secretary Rue. The result was that he used his and Khloe's resignations to trade for the safety of the Southside Recuperation Center. Only the two of them knew the details of the deal. Feeling lost, Khloe returned to her office. Looking at the familiar office and the computer, teacup, and sofa in it, she felt sad that she'd leave all of this behind. She had complained of the tiring job and had decided to quit, but when the moment came, she felt depressed. She sent a message to Jack. Honey? Yes, honey? I was fired. Good. So you won't become the damn director of the Southside Recuperation Center. You can focus your attention on being my wife and Pudding and Little Bean's mother. Haha, you're gloating. Khloe knew her husband tried to distract her with a joke. Honey, I was fired and lost my job. I have to depend on you to pay for everything for me. Don't mess with me, President Green. Besides the funds that keep the company operating, all the money is in your Swiss bank account. You must pay for the whole family. Jack could always make Khloe feel safe. Honey, this came quite suddenly. You must have guessed that Honey, let's talk about it when we get home. Jack was always worried that their phones were bugged. Okay. Mrs. Cooper went to ask Khloe what had happened, but found she had left for home. Mrs. Cooper drove back to downtown and went to Imperial Star. "Mom, what are you doing here? You got off work early today." Seeing his mother, Justin hurried over to greet her. "Today, something important happened at Southside." "What's it? A patient died in your hospital in a medical accident?" "It's worse than that. Khloe was fired." "What?" Justin jumped up from his chair, looking agitated. "Calm down. You look as if it was you who got fired." Mrs. Cooper had known Justin would be disturbed by the news. "Why? Our Dr. Green is an excellent doctor. Why did they fire her?" Obviously, Justin was furious. "I don't know the details, but from Khloe's expression, I think she knows why." "I'll call old Richard and ask him about it right now." Forget it. Director Richard was fired too, even though he said it was a resignation. But everyone knows he was about to retire formally in a few months, and a resignation was not necessary. I don't know what happened, but Director Richard and Khloe were both fired. F. Justin cursed in rage. "I guess Khloe will feel low for a few days. As her friends, you guys must go to her and comfort her." "Got it, Mom." Justin looked worried because he knew Khloe loved to be a doctor and had deep feelings for Southside. She didn't do it because of the mere $1 million salary as the director, because Jack's fortune was more than enough to give her a luxurious life. In fact, her work was tiring both physically and emotionally, and sometimes she got complaints despite all the hard work. When Mrs. Cooper walked out of Imperial Star, she bumped into Melody in the foyer. Melody had gone out to the pharmacy to buy Band-Aids for the scrapes on her feet due to the hard dancing practice. Seeing Justin's mother, she greeted her in a low voice, feeling guilty. "Auntie Cooper." "Hi." Justin's mother returned her greeting with a smile and a nod and then left, followed by her bodyguard and chauffeur. Melody knew Mrs. Cooper was a wise woman and wouldn't show her displeasure in the public or badger her. When she returned to the dancing room, she saw her dance teacher and her temporary agent. The agent was appointed to her by Justin, and Melody called her Sister Y. "Melody, come here." Her agent beckoned at her. "Your dance practice is fine. Your dance teacher and I are very satisfied and quite confident that you won't get eliminated in the first round. As far as I know, other than the one star who had learnt some dancing, the others are all laymen. We don't have to worry about that. The only concern I have is your popularity." "Sister Y, I've never done a show before, so no one knows me." Melody chuckled. "Yeah, so this is your weak point. Look at Yaru's popularity. That woman is very good at hyping herself up." "Yeah, she loves that, but I can't do it. Sister Y, even if you made me copy her and do a live stream, I think few people would watch it. It'd be even more embarrassing." Melody knew her limitations and didn't want to compete with Yaru. "I don't want you to do a live stream. I meant, you must find a topic and hype it before the reality show. What do you think?" For example, Melody didn't know what topic Sister Y meant. "I heard Zion came and offered you a role. He's very popular and has many connections. Besides, he's been single with no rumors about having a girlfriend. I think you can take advantage of this issue and hype yourself. When you gain enough attention, we can deny it in public and say you and Zion are only friends." I don't think it's the right thing to do. I don't want to use the people who helped me. Zion is a friend of my friend. I can't do it." Melody knew that she might get some popularity by doing it because Zion was very popular. In show business, the permanent rule was that no matter how unknown you are, if you could connect yourself with a celebrity, either with photos or an article by a hired writer, you'd get attention. When the time was right, both parties would deny the rumors together and state that they were just friends. Then the thing was done. But Melody felt it was a despicable thing to do. "Melody, I know you have your principles, but the reality show is near. If you don't gain any popularity, you'd be out in the first round. President Cooper will share the shame." The agent was telling the truth. Melody knew the agent was right, but she just couldn't do it. "If I fail in the first round, then I have to accept it. After all, I'm a newbie with no fame." Melody smiled. "The show business truly doesn't suit you. You're stubborn and have no regard for fame. I think you'd be better off as a dance teacher. Why did you enter Imperial Star?" Agent Y was a straightforward woman and spoke her mind frankly, but Melody wasn't angry. But dance teachers don't make much. Ha, Sister Y, please don't be angry. Come on, I bought you and the teacher coffee. Drink it while it's still hot. Melody took out 2 cups of Starbucks coffee from the bag, handing them to her dance teacher and the agent. You didn't buy one for yourself? Little Y noticed there were only 2 cups. I don't like coffee. You two take a break and I'll review the new steps. She picked up a towel to wipe sweat from her forehead and walked toward the mirror. The agent shook her head in resignation. The child is so stubborn. I don't know if show business is a good thing for her or not. Meanwhile, in Case's house, he no longer returned to his old house, which had been occupied shamelessly by Brenny. Instead, he had bought another well-renovated villa. He returned after seeing Zuri and found only the housemaid and Tiani were home. Mr. Chase, you're back. Yeah, where's Tiani? Miss Tiani is upstairs. Did she have supper? No, I called out to her several times, but she locked herself in her room and didn't eat anything. Fine, I'll go up and check on her. Case wasn't surprised. Ever since he took Tiantian out, she had been silent. She didn't say a word on the plane or on the ride back home. He didn't know how serious this incident was to Tiani. He didn't know the details of the incident and only heard from the victim that Tiani had argued with her and then scratched the girl's pretty face with a pencil. Case's steps were heavy when he climbed the steps. In his heart, Brenny and Tiani had become the heaviest burden in his life. Case knocked on the door, but no one responded. He was a bit lost and didn't know what to do for a second. However, he took out his spare key and unlocked the door. He turned the handle and gently opened the door that Tiani locked up. Go away! Tiani cried out angrily. How long are you planning to run away? Case asked her calmly. You don't believe me anyways. There's no point in talking anymore. I would rather run away. You haven't said anything yet. How can I believe you if you haven't said anything? The result is the same if I tell you or not. If you really cared about me, you wouldn't have sent me abroad alone, Tiani cried. Her words were like needles slowly stabbing into Case's heart. Before Case could respond, Tiani added furiously, I understand. I'm not your child. I'm another man's BS. You didn't even want my mother, but you kept me. That's already a good treatment, so I can't hate you. I should be grateful because I would be in a foster home now otherwise. Or worse yet, I'll be in a more terrifying place. Who knows? Tiani, when did you become so dark? I didn't change. My psychologist said that everyone has a dark side. You sent me away so you can rekindle with your ex-wife. If I were there, would you ever be able to get back with her? Case's heart sank when he heard this. These words did not sound like something a girl Tiani's age would say. Tiani's prematurity was not like the Dawson twins. Pudding and Little Bean knew a lot, but they were very optimistic in their future and would bring much joy to the people around them. Tiani, however, was turning more and more into Brenny, her mother. Such a thought gave him shivers of fear. He took a deep breath and slowly walked towards Tiani. He kneeled down in front of her and put his hand on her little hand. Tiani, tell me, what happened that day? As long as you tell me, I'll believe you, Case said in a gentle tone, trying to pacify Tiani. Although it had already passed, he still had the right to know. He recalled the words of Tiani's female homeroom teacher when he finished the paperwork for Tiani's departure from the school. I think you should send her to a foster home. You'll come to regret it later if you keep her. Case didn't respond back then, but he could tell that the homeroom teacher knew something deeper. It wasn't simply because she disliked Tiani. If I tell you, would you believe me? Tiani seemed to calm down. As long as you tell the truth, I'll believe you. Uncle Chase, you can't blame me for that. I know you spent a lot of money, but you really can't blame me. Tiani lowered her head, and her eyes were red. I know. I won't blame you. That day, Tiani tried hard to recall what happened that day. Suddenly, noise came from downstairs. Case frowned. He got up and opened the door. His heart sank when he saw Brenny with a big man whose arms were filled with tattoos. Case, I heard my daughter is back in the country now. I want to see her. Brenny didn't look like she actually wanted to see her daughter. Rather, she just wanted to make a scene. Case didn't know who the man she brought with her was and what his relationship with her was. It was obvious, however, that he was not a good guy. "Your news sure is updated." Case looked at Brenny. You could not see an ounce of care in his eyes for the woman in front of him anymore. Brenny no longer made him feel anything. "Of course, she's my child. Do you really think she's your daughter?" Tiani heard the noise and went over and stood behind Case. When she looked down, she saw Brenny. She immediately hid behind Case. "Tiani, come with Mommy." Brenny's stance was firm. She couldn't do anything if Tiani was in Singapore, but now she heard that Case had brought Tiani back to the country. Brenny immediately came to pick Tiani up. "No, Uncle Chase, I don't want to go with her. Make her leave." Tiani hid behind Case. Her voice was low, but you could tell that she detested her mother. Tiani loved her mother before. However, what Brenny did before left much trauma in Tiani's heart. Tiani no longer could recall the love for her mother. She could only remember fear. Brenny noticed that just by calling did not work, so she stepped up the stairs. "Tiani, it's Mommy. Come see me." When Brenny was in the psychiatric clinic, she did not remember her child. All she could think of was herself. Now that she was out of the clinic and she had money, she could re-enter society. Of course, the first thing that came into her mind was her child. "Go away! I don't want to be with you." "What are you saying?" Brenny opened her mouth widely, as if she couldn't believe what she had just heard. "Tiani, do you remember me? I'm your mother," Brenny emphasized. "You're not my mother. My mother is dead. Go away, you crazy woman," Tiani cursed. She was grabbing onto Case's shirt tightly. "Case, what in the world did you tell my daughter? Why is she treating me like that?" Brenny angrily shouted at Case while pointing a finger at him. "Why don't you recall what you did to your child?" Case said in a calm voice. He had expected such a scene. He treated Tiani well, but Tiani wasn't excited to see him. Brenny hurt her, so there was no reason Tiani would want to see her. "Uncle Chase, I'll never cause trouble again. I'll listen to you, but please don't let this crazy woman take me away. I hate her. Call the police. Make her stay away from me. I never want to see her again," Tiani said to Case, but also in front of Brenny. Did Tiani lose her memory? No, she didn't. Not only was her memory intact, but she also remembered everything clearly, and that was why she was so terrified of Brenny. Tiani was really terrified of Brenny. Tiani didn't know when Brenny would become crazy again and want to kill her. Tiani didn't know when she would die if she went with Brenny. "Brenny, you heard her. She doesn't want to go with you. Are you addicted to taking care of my daughter? Is it like how the rumors are that you're interested in my daughter? Are you a pedophile? Are you into those things now?" Brenny was so malicious that it was insane. However, Case was no longer infuriated by her words like the past. "You can see for yourself. I did not prevent Tiani from leaving, but she understands now. If she wants to leave with you, I will not stop her." Brenny glared at Case, then looked at her daughter and said, "Tiani, Mommy has money now. I won't be locked up anymore. I have a mansion, I have a sports car, I have money. If you leave with me, I'll buy you lots of things. I'll enroll you in a good school. You won't have to leave the country. Come with me." "You're not my mother. You're a crazy woman." Tiani's hurtful words pierced through Brenny's heart. "Case, is this how you taught my daughter? To teach her to hate? How dare you be like that to me?" Brenny shouted, with tears rolling in her eyes. "Even now you blame your mistakes on other people. You act as if you're always right. I don't have anything to say to you now. Take your man and leave, or I'll tell the police that you're trespassing on private property. Then you'll get to be locked up again." "You—" Brenny bit her teeth. "Case, I won't forget this." Before they left, Brenny used the big man she brought with her to threaten Case, but Case no longer cared about this. Only when Tiani saw Brenny and her man leave did she feel safe enough to stop hiding behind Case. "Uncle Chase, I'm scared. Will she come looking for me again?" "I don't know. I don't want to see her again. Can you figure a way to get rid of her?" Tiani's words shook Case. Why did it sound so wrong and terrifying? Tiani saw Case's reaction, so she immediately changed her tone. "I don't mean that. Uncle Chase, can you figure out a way to send her abroad so I can stay with you?" "Your mother is free now. I can't do anything about her. Also, her network of people is very complicated. I don't want to get involved in that mess again." Uncle Chase, please don't send me away again. I won't cause trouble anymore. I'll agree that you can marry Auntie Zuri. I'll be nice to her. Tiani suddenly changed her attitude towards Case by 180 degrees. It might have been because Brenny suddenly came, and she was afraid she would have to go back to her mother. I didn't say I'll send you away. Currently, I don't think that's a smart move. Uncle Chase, I love you. I will never throw a tantrum again, Tiani said. Then she hugged Case's leg and acted as if she was an innocent child. Brenny had caused a scene and left. She didn't come again. Case was rather surprised how easily Brenny gave up. Soon he would realize how malicious Brenny was. Khloe had returned home in the evening as usual. She calmly mentioned, I'm going to be jobless starting tomorrow. Everyone didn't react. Jack had not returned home from work. Jack's parents and the twins continued to calmly eat dinner. Everyone, listen to me. Starting tomorrow, I'm jobless, Khloe announced again. Mommy, stop joking, Little Bean said as she continued eating. Khloe didn't know how to react. Why don't you guys believe me? I'm really jobless. I was fired. Mommy, if you want attention, you should wait till Daddy comes home. We're hungry, so we need to eat. We don't have time to comfort you, Pudding said. God, what in the world was happening? Why did no one care when something so big happened? It might be because dinner was too delicious, or that everyone was too hungry. After dinner, everyone went on with their evening doing their own things. Her father-in-law would watch the evening news every day. Her mother-in-law would take a walk in the garden after dinner, even if it was cold outside. Sometimes she would even volunteer to help the gardener with the flowers in the garden. Pudding put on her earphones as she read financial news with her laptop. Little Bean would get a bowl of fruits and play games while eating the fruits. When Jack came home, he saw Khloe looking depressed at the dinner table. Honey, what's wrong? He asked as he took a seat beside her. Honey, I just lost my job. Okay, so? I told everyone, but no one paid attention to me, Khloe said with difficulty. They must all have thought that you were joking. After all, you are the deputy director of the hospital. How could you be unemployed? Jack put his hand on Khloe's shoulder. But I did get fired. Do you think they'll even pay me for this month? Jack was speechless. Honey, you're the biggest owner of GK, a business behemoth in Asia. Don't be so helpless, okay? So what if I'm the biggest owner? Even as the biggest owner, I can't print money. The money didn't appear from nowhere. Then you can rest assured. If the hospital doesn't give you this month's salary, I will go ask for you. Good. Khloe nodded hard. Did you not have dinner yet? I've been waiting for you, Khloe continued to act demurely. What the kids said wasn't wrong at all. Mommy just wanted to be the baby tonight for no reason. Then go eat dinner, otherwise it'll get cold. Honey, let's go eat at Ajin's ramen, shall we? Khloe suddenly came up with that idea. Now? Jack was making sure he heard correctly. Yes, she nodded. Sure, let's go, since the car hasn't parked in the garage yet. Jack was really spoiling his wife to the extreme and agreed to everything Khloe said. Watching Jack touching Khloe on the shoulder while walking out together, Little Bean pouted. Who knows where Mommy is bringing Daddy out to? Is she trying to get money from Daddy? Not necessary. I think it is because Mommy is going to give birth to our little brother soon, so she's feeling more insecure. Maybe she just wants to look for some purpose in life, said Pudding. After Jack and Khloe drove out in their car, the bodyguard's car automatically followed them out. Jack didn't mention anything about the hospital, and neither did Khloe. She knew that her husband was getting more nervous now and wouldn't talk about secrets anywhere outside of the house. At Azin's ramen, maybe due to the fact that it was Friday night, it was still super busy. Even in this cold weather, people were lining up in front of the shop. You two are here. The owner was really excited when he saw Jack and Khloe. Yes. Please wait a little. The table over there is almost done. Don't worry, we'll wait. No rush. Khloe wasn't frustrated from being fired, but felt rather relaxed. Are you cold? Let's wait in the car. Jack was worried that Khloe was cold and didn't want her to stand by the door. After all, the wind was pretty strong here. Khloe shook her head and extended her hands to cover Jack's ears with a smile. Honey, see, isn't my temperature pretty high? Isn't it warm? Yes. Mr. Dawson was still speaking as if each word costs money. At this time, there was a young couple walking out after finishing their ramen. They were still wearing school uniforms, so obviously they were students at the second high school. When they walked by Khloe, the girl wearing glasses suddenly screamed, which startled Khloe a little. "Wow, are you our alumni, Khloe?" Yes I am," Khloe nodded. "I've heard that both you and your husband love eating ramen. I was even thinking why I've never run into you before. Now I know it's true." The girl was really excited. "I do enjoy eating ramen." Khloe lovingly looked at her alumni, who looked like she was only 16 to 17. Afterward, the girl immediately took out a pen and a diary from her backpack. "You want an autograph, right?" As Khloe was reaching out to the pen, something awkward happened. "Khloe, could you please let your husband give me his autograph? Jack, he is so handsome." The little girl was feeling starstruck. Both Khloe and Jack were speechless. "So awkward," Khloe looked down and murmured, "No way will I give you an autograph." Jack directly refused her without hesitation. "Why?" The little girl felt sad. "Because you just made my wife feel awkward," said Mr. Dawson confidently. It was all right if he didn't say so, but after this, Khloe felt even more awkward. "So, can I ask Khloe to sign her autograph first, then have you sign for me?" The little girl finally understood and realized the implication. Please don't. I really feel so awkward." Khloe buried herself deeper in Jack's arms. "Khloe, please." Seeing the little girl's sad look, Khloe eventually signed an autograph for her, followed by Jack. Then the young couple finally left. Finally, there was a seat opening up, so the couple sat down. Jack first pulled out the chair for Khloe and grabbed a foam cushion and put it on top, worrying that Khloe might catch a cold. "Boss, 2 bowls of ramen as usual," said Jack. "Both large, right?" The shop owner saw Khloe's belly and assumed she would have an appetite. "Yes, both large, please." Khloe rubbed her hands together and felt joyful. When the 2 bowls of ramen were served, they realized that these 2 bowls of ramen were not only big, but also full of beef. If they really only sold this for $2, then the owner eventually would go out of business. "Boss, is this too much beef?" Khloe didn't know how to think about it. "Just go ahead and eat. You are pregnant right now, so you need nutrition. All the beef in our shop came from our hometown, and it's pure organic, without any pollution, so feel free to eat them." "Thank you, boss." Khloe felt warm from the bottom of her heart. Simply spending the evening like this, having street stand ramen with Jack with the night view of the second high school, Khloe felt satisfied. On the other hand, Imperial Star Entertainment started to get tense. All the judges for Dancing Allure were top-level dance teachers, directors, and producers in the county, which meant that although there were a lot of people with good eyes, the only thing that mattered was if you were the star. Otherwise, why would there be so many people trying their best to get promoted? Take the most simple example. You didn't even need to become the champion. As long as your performance became a hit, you would still have a bright future. There was a candidate from a singing talent show last year. Even though she didn't win, thanks to her unique voice, she was now even more popular than the winner. Right after the show was over, she paired with a famous singer and produced a single. Later, at another famous singer's concert, she was invited as a special guest, which was really popular. So this time, since Melody was going to attend this talent show representing Imperial Star Entertainment, everyone was feeling nervous. The day before the competition, Melody didn't spend all day practicing as usual, but walked around the company doing nothing instead. At noon, she even went to the employee cafeteria for lunch. It might be because of the rumors of her and Justin that many people came over to butter her up, including those she knew and those she didn't. Suddenly, Melody was becoming popular. "Melody, try your best tomorrow." "Yeah, represent our company well. We are all going to watch your performance live in front of the TV." Some female employees whom she didn't really know seemed really enthusiastic. Melody nodded with a smile, then said thank you. After she sat down, Rory said with disdain, "Those people are really snobs. Before, when you used to help out at the performance department, you never saw them act nice to you. Now everyone's trying to suck up to you. Is it really fun?" "That's real human nature. Don't think about it. Come on, let's eat." Melody smiled and sat opposite of Rory to eat. Yaru and several girls came in at this time. Maybe it was really a narrow road for enemies. The two groups ended up sitting pretty close to each other, with only a hallway in the middle. Once Yaru saw Melody, her face turned down. Doesn't someone get the privilege of having food delivered by the cafeteria? Why would she still be eating here? So rare. Yaru never missed a chance to humiliate Melody. Melody looked up and smiled. However much money I have cannot trade for what I want. If I want to come here, I'll come. If I don't want to, then someone will deliver the food to me. So what, are you jealous? Jealous? What a joke. I can get whatever I want. Why would I be jealous of you? You really think of yourself as something special. I'm not anything special, but I can still participate in the show that you can't participate in. So in this case, you are not even anything. Melody didn't want to ignore Yaru in front of so many people, since it would look like she was afraid of her. So she argued a little, which made everyone start looking over. I'll let you be proud today, and tomorrow, let's see how you fail. So it looks like if I pass on to the next round tomorrow, you won't have a good night's sleep then. Melody looked down and picked up a bean sprout to put in her mouth. What a joke! Just with your beginner skills, you think that you can pass on to the next level? Don't brag too much. What Yaru said was becoming more and more rude. Melody was eating and didn't want to continue arguing, which was meaningless, so she stopped fighting back. But that was not okay with Rory. Everyone from the Cooper family was famous for their short temper. Seeing Yaru being this extreme, Rory smacked her chopsticks down on the table, then yelled, "Yaru, do you find it fun to do this? Before you were targeting me, and now that Melody came, you started targeting her. After all, it's all because you're superior to us. Otherwise, why do you keep picking on us? Let me tell you, if you have the time, you'd better practice your singing and dancing and try to improve yourself instead of wasting time gossiping. You know that in my hometown, those people like you are called yentas." Rory, what are you talking about? Just because you have a background, don't think that you can say anything you want. Before you were also relying on seducing Mr. Cooper. Now that Mr. Cooper no longer likes you and started to like Melody, you start to suck up to her. What a bitch. It must be so boring living a life like yours. Yaru might have felt embarrassed in front of so many people, so she was desperate and said what was really in her heart. Ever since Rory came to this company, she did get looked after by Justin, both in public and in private. That made people guess that this girl also had some sort of relationship with Mr. Cooper, but no one dared to speak out. Now that Yaru created such a drama, everyone heard it. Rory was extremely mad and stood up immediately. "Yaru, I just want to rip apart your darn mouth right now." "What? Did I expose your secret and make you embarrassed? You want to fight?" Yaru was trying to escalate things. Before Rory even came over, there was a voice coming from the entrance of the cafeteria. "You guys stop!" Everyone looked back and were all shocked. "Mr. Cooper?" Everyone started greeting him. Justin and Anne already ate outside and were only coming to the cafeteria for Melody to go through the process of tomorrow's live show, so they happened to witness this crazy scene. Justin was so mad that these young girls only knew how to get into trouble every day. Who the hell suggested doing this trainee program to begin with? Justin swore that there'd be no more next year. It was so much trouble. "What are you doing? Is it a taekwondo gym here?" Justin sounded serious. "Mr. Cooper," Rory started cursing first. Yaru would always be the first one to explain herself. "What did you just say was the relationship between me and Rory?" Justin stared at Yaru without any expression on his face, suppressing his anger. "Mr. Cooper, I just heard it too. There was a rumor spreading within the company." Yaru was a little bit guilty and didn't dare to repeat what she said just now. "What rumor?" Justin questioned further. "Mr. Cooper." Yaru faltered at a critical time and didn't dare to say another word, which was expected. After all, everyone was aware of Justin's short temper, so she could only be tough behind his back. Once she was standing in front of the real person, she didn't dare to say a word. "Tell me. You have to tell me. I'm actually really interested to know what the rumor is," Justin insisted, which left Yaru no choice but to tell him everything. The other employees were whispering too. "Oh my God. Yaru is so unlucky and got caught on the spot. Mr. Cooper is really mad this time." Yeah, of course it's hurtful for Mr. Cooper. What is this even about? Yaru dug a hole for herself this time. This batch will definitely fail sooner or later. After all, she's asking for it. Most people here were just watching. After all, it was none of their business. Seeing Yaru being this embarrassed, her agent and cousin Kira stood up and said, "Mr. Cooper." "You shut up. I'm questioning her, not you." Her cousin was speechless. Yaru suddenly panicked. If even her cousin's words were of no use, what could she do? "Why aren't you saying anything now? Weren't you really excited before?" questioned Justin coldly. "Mr. Cooper, I'm sorry. I apologize." Yaru decided to apologize to Justin in front of everyone. After all, she was a girl. As long as she admitted the mistake and apologized, Justin wouldn't give her a hard time. If it were before, it might have worked. After all, Justin didn't want to be on the same level as those women. But this time, Mr. Cooper intentionally wanted to punish her as a warning to everyone else, so the apology didn't work. "Hey, don't start apologizing yet. I want to hear what you didn't finish before. Go ahead and finish it." Yaru was speechless. "Spit it out fast, otherwise no one gets to leave this cafeteria. We'll just stay here and kill time and won't get off work." Upon hearing this, Yaru's face went white like a sheet. Right now it was lunchtime, and there were at least a couple hundred people. If no one was allowed to leave and had to stay here, it would be unimaginable. She would be drowned if everyone here spat on her once. "Mr. Cooper, please don't. I will tell you everything." "Go ahead. What is the rumor?" Justin pulled out a chair and sat down next to Yaru. Anne was standing behind Justin without any expression. He seemed to have gotten used to Justin's temper. "Mr. Cooper, I didn't say this, but I just heard it from people. People say that there is something between you and Rory since you looked after her so much. Think about it. She hasn't joined the company for long, and she doesn't need to do anything. And no matter what mistakes she made, you never gave her any punishments. For other people, they would be fired from just a little mistake. Among all the trainees, she's the one with the most days of absence in class, not to mention late arrival and early departures. One time when we went to a commercial performance, she ran away halfway and didn't even perform. However, she didn't get any punishment at all, but was even given a more important role. So people all say that she might be your... Go ahead, finish it." Justin looked calm. "They all say, she might be your secret girlfriend, or like a bed partner," said Yaru after gathering her courage while gritting her teeth tight. Rory immediately exploded before Justin even said anything. "Yaru, what crap are you talking about? If you dare to say another word, I will rip you apart." Rory also had her princess temperament. She had not been getting along with Yaru for a long time, but had never been this amped up like today. Someone said she had an affair with her uncle? What slander? "Sit down," Justin commanded as he glared at Rory. "President Cooper, Shut up. It's not your turn to speak yet." Justin did not give preferential treatment to Rory. Meanwhile, Melody wasn't in the mood to eat, so she continued to watch this show. Justin seemed different from his usual self today. Yaru, therefore, was doomed for. "President Cooper, I didn't say that. Please judge appropriately as I am only the messenger." Yaru immediately tried to exonerate herself. "Then you're a very responsible messenger. You wanted the whole company to know. You didn't even forget your job as messenger while you ate at the cafeteria." "Please forgive me, President Cooper. I will never do that again," Yaru begged for mercy. Justin looked at Yaru, then looked at Rory, who stood angrily on the side. He slowly got up and said, "Everyone probably is wondering what my relationship with Rory is." All the staff were silent and didn't dare to utter a peep. "Taking advantage of this opportunity, I will tell you so you don't need to guess, even though I honestly don't care about these things. However, this is not good for Rory, as she is still a child." To Justin, someone like Rory, who was just in her early 20s, was a child. Everything they did was immature. Everyone tightened their attention when they heard Justin say he was going to tell them the truth. Was Justin going to admit that Rory was his lover? What about Melody? Just when everyone's imagination was going wild, Justin said, "I'm only going to explain once. If I ever hear such ridiculous rumors again, I am going to fire those people. Imperial Star Entertainment would not hire such people ever again. Rory is my niece. She's my father's cousin's daughter. She's family. That's that. Justin's words shut everyone up. So Rory was Justin's niece? It all seemed to make sense now. That was why Rory, such a little devil, could do anything she wished at Imperial Star Entertainment. She was royalty in this company. Huh? Niece? Yaru still didn't seem to believe it. Maybe it was because she already made an assumption about Rory and Justin and thought there was something more between them. So when she heard that they were relatives, she couldn't believe it. Oh my, so she's Miss Cooper from the Great Cooper family. That means she's royalty. Yes, no wonder she can spend money like it's just water and has all those luxury brand products. It all makes sense now. I told you guys a long time ago that her eyes and brows look like President Cooper. I even suspected that she was his daughter, but their age differences don't really reconcile that theory. However, I never expected them to be uncle and niece. Oh my, such big news. So she's coming to the company to play. Good thing we didn't get on her bad side. She's legit a princess. Everyone was scrambling and saying all sorts of things. Did you hear what I said? Justin glared at Yaru. Yes, sir. Good. From now on, you don't need to be a team leader. You're too immature. You can't handle the responsibility of a leader. I won't fire you to show some respect for your cousin, but if you still continue to be like this, I will not forgive you. Thank you, President Cooper. Although Yaru was demoted from team lead, she was not fired. Dumbass. Who told you to be so nosy? Now you picked a wrong fight and lost. Did you have fun? Are you surprised? Rory asked Yaru with a tiny smirk on her face. Yaru, who was normally condescending, no longer had her ordinary flames. She could not overpower other people just now. Even people who were just watching on the side felt good about this. We thought Yaru acted like a demanding princess because she came from a powerful family. Who would have thought that Rory was the real princess? This sure is a good wake-up call for her. Yeah, it's like Rory slapped her in the face and she doesn't have the guts to fight back. Shh, you'll anger the real princess. There sure are a lot of hidden characters at Imperial Star Entertainment. Do you guys think that Melody is from some wealthy family too? Not sure. I heard that Khloe recommended Melody to President Cooper. Wow. Do you even know what Khloe means to President Cooper? She's his favorite. If she recommended her, then she probably has a good background. We should be careful and not go against them. Yaru was no longer as haughty as she was before, while Rory criticized and mocked her. Who was Rory? Now that Justin announced her identity, she was able to do whatever she wanted. However, Melody knew that Rory wasn't like that. After all, Rory was not Yaru. A few minutes after Justin left, Melody got a message from Justin. Come to my office. Why? Don't worry. You are too ugly for me to play the unspoken rules, Justin said rather speechlessly. Melody felt rather conflicted with that message. Should she think it was funny or should she be offended? She said goodbye to Rory and left the cafeteria to take the elevator up to the top floor, where the CEO's office was. When she arrived at Justin's office's door, Anne was there waiting for her. Go in. President Cooper is waiting for you. President Cooper doesn't seem to be in a good mood today. Will he lecture me? Melody said worriedly. Don't worry. You're going to be fine. President Cooper doesn't take out his anger on people who don't deserve it. Head in now. Melody was still worried, so she was very careful when she walked in. Come over, Justin said while waving his hand. Melody walked over hesitantly. President Cooper. Sit. Okay. Why are you so stiff? I won't bite you. I don't taste good, Melody refuted. You sure don't want to lose. I say one thing and you come back at me 10 times more. President Cooper, can you get to the point? I'm scared. So you can be scared too, eh? Are you nervous for tomorrow's live show then? I can say I'm not nervous. Can you take this more seriously? How can I not be nervous? My God, my legs are shaking. So many people are watching and the rates are so high. If I say anything wrong or do anything wrong, then it will embarrass me and my family. Melody slowly started to confess under Justin's presence and threats. I summoned you for this, so don't worry. I just want to say that even if you can't get through the first round, I won't blame you. I'll do my best for sure. Even if I am disqualified in the first round, Lecturing me afterwards wouldn't change anything. I wanted to comfort you. Why are you comforting me instead? Justin said jokingly. Melody giggled and scratched her head as if she was a playful child. I won't go there with you tomorrow, nor will I watch it live. Okay, it's best that you don't watch. I'm already so nervous, Melody said, and nodded, looking very satisfied. Do your best. You don't need to put so much pressure on yourself. Some people aren't confident about their being just because they're not popular. You don't need to be scared of those artists, but you do need to show respect to people more senior than you. I understand. Melody felt that Justin was very formal today, so she took what he said to heart. I don't have much more to tell you. Take a manager and an assistant with you. Have them contact me immediately if something happens. Okay, that's all. You can go now. President Cooper, I have something to say. What is it? Justin looked up from his desk and at Melody. I want to treat you. Treat me? Justin said with a slight frown. Yeah. Now? No, after you get off. I mean dinner. Just the two of us? Justin said with a pitch of annoyance. No, with Khloe too. You're asking Khloe out too? Yeah. Melody, what are you up to? I just think it's been a tough journey to get to the place I am right now. Khloe referred me to Imperial Star Entertainment, while President Cooper, you're the one that gave me a chance at Imperial Star Entertainment. I just want to treat you two to show my thanks. There will be many more opportunities to thank us if you're truly grateful. Let's see if you can score big on the live show tomorrow first. No, it has to be tonight. Melody was as stubborn as a cow. Did Khloe say yes? Yes? Fine. Since Khloe said yes, Justin didn't want to overcomplicate things, so he accepted the offer. What are you treating us to? Barbecue. You know I'm not that rich. I can't treat you to anything expensive. Okay, you're paying, so you decide. Justin didn't intend to be calculating with her. Melody left Justin's office after he accepted her offer. She took out her phone and sent a message to Khloe asking, Khloe, I want to treat you for dinner tonight. You can't refuse. Oh, President Cooper is coming too. I want to thank the both of you. Melody went through her message multiple times to make sure there were no grammatical errors before sending it out. Very soon, Khloe responded, Sure. Khloe seemed to know what Melody was thinking, so Khloe didn't reject the invite. She also didn't say that she didn't want Melody to waste money. Melody was even more delighted now. Sister Khloe, I know your husband is cautious about your safety, so I didn't choose a place that's far away. You can also bring your bodyguards with you. Then, Melody copied and pasted the address of the restaurant and shared it with Khloe. This barbecue shop isn't big, but their food is delicious. I accidentally stumbled on it before. I'll see you tonight at 8. Okay, see you then. Khloe was easy to ask out, or maybe it was because she showed her respect to Melody. Melody went half an hour early to the restaurant. She had booked a table near the window. Then she told the owner that a pregnant woman was coming, so that he wouldn't put too much spice in their food. At 8 p.m., Khloe came first. Very soon, Justin came. Khloe brought quite a few bodyguards with her while Justin came on his own, and was nowhere to be seen. Come, Melody waved happily, like a child when she saw them. Khloe, you were fired? Justin couldn't help asking Khloe as they walked towards the table. Hey, bud, it hurts, Khloe said. Mr. Cooper, why did you choose to bring that up? I just got fired and I'm not in a good mood. You sure know how to rub salt on my wound, Khloe said jokingly. My mom told me. I was shocked too. What happened? Why did you and Director Richard get fired? Before Khloe responded, Justin added, Did you and old man Richard embezzle money and someone found out? Excuse me, my family is very well off. Do I care about that money? Embezzlement? How can you say such a thing? Why don't you say we were in a relationship? Khloe was speechless with Justin. She knew that Justin was an unfiltered guy, but this was just too much. Hey, if you tell me, I'll help you. If I can't do anything about the situation, I'll tear down South Side. F those executives. Who do they think they are anyway? Justin got angrier the more he talked. He was so angry that he wanted to tear down the place now. Thanks for tuning in to the Cool Audio Podcast. If you enjoyed the story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with a fellow story lover. Until next time, stay cool and keep listening.